Ash is legal. You're legal. You're still part of the family.
Why would it change? Why would you think it changed for me because I'm legal?
But you're not around as much since you became legal. And
I've been around. It's just recently I haven't been around as much, and that's just because of the whole what happened with Ashley.
yeah, I know.
I don't know if you've spoken to KJ yet or Ash, but yeah.
I was supposed to ask a little bit earlier, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what I asked her. I said, "Does Reggie hate me?" That's literally what I asked her.
Well, you know, she says the same thing to me about, do I hate her? That's not the case at all. Here, I'll set it straight for you, right? Is when everything went down, and okay, let me roll it back. When I found out that Ash was brainwashed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ran around trying to find answers on how to do it. I annoyed the Lost, even down to the point where I said I'd do their laws for them if they can fix this brainwashing of her. And they kept saying that there's nothing they can do, or speak to Holden, or Holden will try and fix something. And then it got to there's no reversing it. Reed said there is no reversing. I'm like, cool, great, fantastic. I spoke with so the Smileys, serial killer group. Motherfucker, why is the cop calling me? Please.
Probably got a cell rep.
Yes, Demi. Excuse me?
He sounds like a carrier saying that shit. Excuse me.
What is wrong with you? Why the fuck would I want to join a drug abuse watch group? What the fuck? No, I hate pugs, and I love watching people ruin their life with drugs. Actually, maybe I should join this group so then I can watch people abuse drugs and ruin their life. But I hate pugs. No, my hatred of pugs will not fucking diminish just because I can watch people fucking destroy their lives with drugs. They're an ugly fucking dog. They are an ugly dog. No. That was an easy way to get off the phone. Okay, so there's a serial killer group called the Smileys. They have a 2-week program where they brainwash people. Someone who knows about that program, I asked them how to break it. And they said the only way that you break their program is by trauma. So
yeah, I remember you were telling me this.
Pixie. Right, well, I spoke with Pixie. And Pixie said she's been trying to find a way to break brainwashing, but she hasn't come up with anything yet. And trauma could work, but she's not 100%. So it comes to the day, and Reed is on the phone to me, and he tells me the only thing I can do is get Ash to wear earmuffs, so she doesn't hear the announcement that gets played over. So we try and get Ash to put earmuffs on, but she doesn't want to. It's stupid. So she gave everyone handcuffs. I already had some. And while I'm talking to her, trying to convince her to put the earmuffs on because it's what Reed said to do, the announcement plays. So I'll give her a few seconds to put the earmuffs on. She still doesn't put it on. So then I handcuff her. And she starts, because she's not her normal self. She keeps talking about how she needs to go to the motherland needs her. From there, we took her up to Sandy, so she's close but not in there. to see if that made any difference to her, and she kept demanding that to be unhandcuffed and let go so she could go in there, help the mother. So then I talk with Grayson, and Grayson reminds me that anyone there is looking at life in prison or the death penalty, as per the Senate. Try and call Benji, no answer. Call KJ. KJ's adamant that he's staying there. So then we take Ash back to the courthouse, and we lock her behind the door in the judge's chamber with myself, Sherry, Mari, and Grayson. Now, while we're there, I put her into that room so we could unhandcuff her, because, you know, I didn't want her to be handcuffed. I didn't want her to hurt herself trying to struggle or anything like that, right? Instead, she decides to start just throwing her body at the door. And we tried to talk to her and say, what if something happens to KJ or Benji or anyone else that's there? And her response was, there will be sacrifices for the motherland. Didn't care. Did not care at all. It wasn't herself. So I decided to pull on some recent trauma, the trauma of me going missing when Jasper took me and when I got hurt, to see if something fresh would drag that up and hopefully spark something. So I told her that I'm going to Sandy and that I'll be there, and ended up going to Sandy. No change happened. I was sitting up there for, I don't know, probably would have been up there for a good 2 hours. And during that time, Grayson, Sherry, and Murray were with her, and they upped the ante a fair bit. Now, I wasn't aware of how far it had gone. Ash did call me at one point, talking about how she's so confused, she doesn't understand, and repeating herself a lot. To be honest, I wish I left then and went to go see what was happening. But I'm the one who gave Grayson the idea of the trauma. So we end up, they end up taking her to places like, so Murray and Sherry will be able to fill this in more. End up taking her to the morgue and saying that Benji's dead, KJ's dead, you did this. This was mainly Grayson doing this, because as an attorney, you got to be somewhat forceful sometimes with how you talk to people. So I can understand why Sherry and Murray didn't step in, because as a lawyer we can be somewhat overpowering a lot of the time, because we need to hold ourselves like that in the courtroom. So I understand why they didn't. I should have been in there to step in. I wasn't. So swear to God, one of these locals are going to hit us. So she had been convinced by Grayson that she'd killed everyone, myself included. Once I got there, they were at the airport, and Ash was very, very broken. She didn't believe that I was real, kept saying I wasn't real. I tried to talk to her, reason with her. We moved her to somewhere else because she wanted to be, quote, in a box. So we took her to the paper mill. She ran off and hid inside a little train cart. And then during that time is when I got a call from Benji to come pick those guys up. Whilst I was at Sandy and they were with her, I did end up finally getting hold of Benji, and Benji's response was, tell her 2 months. And so they tried that, and that didn't work. I don't understand what 2 months means, but yeah, they tried. That didn't work. So I think from there is when the ante was up further. And then once Benji gets there and he sees Ash like that, he was very angry. It wasn't easy seeing Ash like that, I can tell you that much. I didn't expect to come back to that. I didn't. But to be honest, I didn't know what I was expecting to come back to.
Yeah.
So Benji was pissed off, which I understand. The one thing that I hate hearing coming out of his mouth is him pipe up about the whole Jasper situation and throwing it back in my face that I can't just handle, quote, a serial killer.
Yeah.
So he threw that in my face, and I ended up leaving because me being there, it was just starting the argument and was causing an argument, which was, what the fuck are these locals doing? Which is not what was needed at that point in time. It was not needed to have arguments or anything like. It was just causing more problems because Ash kept saying, "Don't fight." So I removed myself from the situation, and from there we go to the next day where I was with you guys, and then Benji said his shit there again, and I just removed myself and told him to go fuck himself because he threw it back in my face. So essentially what I'm doing at the moment is I'm distancing myself so you guys can handle it, you guys can work through it, and I'm not going to be there to cause any trouble. It feels like even if I'm anywhere close, that Benji's probably going to see red. I get that. Sometimes when someone's pissed you off, and even the look of like the side of them pisses you off. This doesn't make sense for me to be around when that shit's.
Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of things, you know, especially with that. But it's I don't know. It's Benji. He deals with things how he sees fit. You know, I don't agree with some things, but I mean, we don't always have to agree with everything. And for him to do that, I do see the wrongness in it, but I don't know. I don't see that being something that should be always fucking brought up. And I feel like you need to speak with them about that. To speak with them in general, because at the end of the day, regardless, family fight, but at the end of the day, they're still family. You know, tensions are high, arguments happen, but I can guarantee you that at the end of the day, you still his brother, just like you're my brother. That doesn't change anything. You know, we always gonna have your back. To right or wrong, we're always gonna have your back. Sometimes we may not agree with shit. Sometimes you may not agree with shit that I do, or shit that I fucking say. And that's fine. Everybody's entitled to that. You know, but as a family, we need to start communicating. That's the biggest thing and the biggest issue we have. If we don't communicate, then nothing's gonna get fixed. And then we have days where even my communication is fucked because, you know, like I said earlier when I said,
Like Ash is calling me.
okay.
In a sec, I'll just let her know I'm with you. Hey, I'm just having a chat with Chico. I'll give you a call when I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, it's just pretty much what I'm trying to say is regardless, if we talk, a lot of the issues that we have, like with me saying and thinking that you hated me, that would not be an issue if we actually have the conversation, like what I'm doing now.
I just don't want people to think that I hate them, but on the other hand, my actual family it was what created me to what I was. So you're looking at someone who was alone for a long time, and I was fine with that, and I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with being by myself. Right? and then it gets flipped around, and I'm with you guys all the time now, and then to have something as big as that thrown in my face over and over again, it's just one of those things that, you know, there's always that saying that I would hear, and it's why I'd stay away from family. Is family is always the ones that hurt you the most, right? That's why I kept myself on my own, because then I didn't need to worry about that shit. I didn't need to worry about dealing with that stuff or having to worry about that stuff. It was just, I just had to look after myself.
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest here with you, G. And I'm just gonna say sorry, but you can't be alone anymore. As much as you are used to it, you made an impact on a lot of us, and you have a family now. And I know that it's rough because you being alone, you didn't have to care about anybody. All you cared about was yourself. You're getting these emotions that you used to have before. You're getting it back, and it's scaring you. And I get that. You know, it's not. I get it. You know, even then, even as much even though that you spend so much time with us, it's still getting so hard to get used to, because you've been alone for so long. But you don't have to worry about that anymore. As I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, we're family, and we're always gonna be here for one another, right or wrong. And I want to tell you something about the Ash situation. I don't know if you've spoken to Ash about it yet, but Benji's taking care of it. He spoke with the Lost, and they're gonna get her unbrainwashed. So we don't have to worry about that anymore.
See, I just don't. I don't know. Like, why were they telling me several times that they can't do it then? And like,
I
there
think
was also the point. Like, the thing that pisses me off was, if I didn't help them with their laws as well, Reed said that he would call upon Ash to blow up MRPD. Like, this is the shit that I was trying to fucking juggle at the same time, and I got extorted to try and do their stuff. Not that I've had to do anything for them, and I haven't heard anything further from it, but having that dangled in front of my face was either you help us, otherwise she blows up MRPD is fuck.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't remember, but I feel like if it anybody there to speak to, it's probably Rudy. You know, so probably Rudy's the one that fucking fixed the situation and is trying to get it, you know, organized and fixed.
Rudy was in the fucking room when it happened. And Rudy wouldn't even tell me that it happened. Like, he didn't tell me what the actual brainwashing was or anything like that. Apparently it was all so Ash could buy real estate up there for 1,000 materials. And I asked him several times, and it wasn't until Reed said something about, like, I just fuck the Lost. They did this. They started this shit. They did nothing to fix it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it ring out. It's Mari. I just lost all desire to want to deal with the Lost after that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us want to fucking, like, Benji said something yesterday that made me and Javi laugh. Because it's so fucking true. Fucking, He was like, if the Lost didn't have the fucking compound and the gates around it, these fucking idiots would probably have a storming that shit already and shooting them up. And it's funny because, you know, I think he forgets about the Javi 1v6. You know what I mean? So, but yeah,
It's just like when I was trying to demand for them to brainwash her, like I said to them, I said, I don't care, I'll parachute in there with a heap of C4 and I'll level your fucking compound. Remove what you've done to it. And it's just shit, man. Like I tried to reason with him, I tried to sort that out, I talked with KJ for it. It's just, I don't know. Tried to talk to Benji about it, but he was too busy making fucking facial expressions and yeah. Honestly, if I had my time back, I feel like it would have just been better for me to handcuff Ash to Benji and just let them deal with it and walk away.
yeah. Like, you know, there's a lot of things, right? We all care for Ash. She's family to us, and we all think of ways that we can protect her. There's ways that I think I could protect her, but I just don't. I leave it to Benji, and that's my way of thinking.
That's the shit part, was it was left with me, not Benji.
Yes,
I tried to call Benji, and his response is 2 months. That's it. Like I didn't want to have to deal with that. I didn't.
Yeah.
Did I think the trauma thing was going to work? I had no fucking idea. I asked several people about it. I had a contingency and plan in case she did end up there. And there was some of police officers that I trust that knew that she was brainwashed, and judges that knew she was brainwashed, and I'd spoken to Pixie already about it too. There was a contingency there in case she got arrested, so she'd be released. But other than that, I had no idea what to do with the brainwashing other than trying to get the Lost to resolve it, and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it was, I was there. No one else was around. Everyone else that was around was too busy playing with fucking guns up at the Lost compound. So what do I do?
And that is it, guys, for the video. Like, share, and subscribe if you want more. Thank you.